back to Attingham Park and another almost live video, and I've skipped ahead to October, and the plan is to do a few kind of normal-ish, bit of redevelopment, bit of yard work, bit of animal feeding. Can see Cartex farm just over there. I think it's evolved a little bit ahead of us, but it's nice to see it there in the distance. So what I'm going to do now is get Courseplay working on seeding this field with a grass cover crop. I think that's probably going to take a while. It's a pretty big field. This is going to be going for maize in the summer, or in the spring. So I want to get that working, and then we're going to get a few things done, which we'll talk about as we get to them. So I'm going to need to get this rolled as well, which is why I've got with the roller sat next to me as well. But actually that's set to wheat. We should correct that. Probably going to need to bring some seed and fertilizer over, so we'll get that sorted at some point as well. F1, just do automatic application. So off you go. There we go. Ooh. So I'm just going to leave that to run on its own, and we're going to go back to the yard. So that will do. I spoke about in the last video, I want to get this BGA knocked down, and we're going to build a new one at Wellington farm. And I think I can fit a couple of bale sheds in here, which will be useful for storing bales. Obviously, that's what bale sheds do. But what we need to do first is get the digestate out of here and into one of our other tanks. So get that moved. I don't remember. There's not that much in there, so that is all going to fit in one tank, which is cool. That's what let me move the view. There we go. So I've brought the Kubota over, because then we're going to take the Zune Hammer tanker over to Wellington Farm so that it can do the job of moving the slurry over there. So we might need to get another one over here. We might just buy another one for over at Wellington Farm. Actually, it's probably a better idea. So I really didn't need to bring this over, because we do need to move slurry from the slurry tank on the cow shed to the other slurry tank that we have. So I shouldn't have even bothered bringing this tractor over in the first place. Oh well. Auto drive can take it back for us, or I can drive it back over when we move yards. So that's job one done. So I'm going to leave that there. I think we will need it over here still. So let's drive back round to the BGA. Yeah, I don't know. I might need to do a bit of Giants editor work to make space, but I think I can fit 2 sheds in here. So we sell that. Come on, there we go. So that's that sold. And then if I go into silos and these sheds, and the other thing I could do is I could go download the new ones, the new modded ones that have released. But I'm pretty sure I could fit 2 in there quite easily. But I'm just going to go and download that new mod. Okay, so just installed that. I say new mod, it's been out for a little while actually. I'm not entirely sure where they are going to appear, but let's have a look. Guessing they'll be under silos, maybe. There we go. Yeah, bale storage, because that one holds 800 bales. Kind of hard to tell how big it is. Is that the area it takes up? Maybe, I guess. Come on, why mouse is being really uncooperative today? Oh well, I'm tempted to give this a try and just see if we can kind of stack those bales here. Because it's mostly going to be silage bales, so I want to do that. Or do I want to put 2 bale sheds in? 2 bale sheds gives us 500 bales, and we could put straw in those as well. We have straw stored, and I'm using those on Greenlands. Stop hesitating, pull the trigger. There we go. I am going to landscape over that again. With that texture, maybe. I don't hate, hate's the wrong word. I dislike that this map is not aligned to, or bits of this map, the bits that I'm playing on aren't aligned to kind of north south. I do find a tad bit frustrating, along with not being able to paint in all of the area that I want to paint, but that's good enough. No, I don't want to sell it. Cool. So we've got a bale store now. Awesome. We'll see how that goes. So now we need to head over to Wellington Farm. And we need to... Oh, what is up with this mouse today? We need to head over to Wellington Farm and build the BGA on there. And the other thing that I want to do is get set up for the indirect grazing. So yeah, we have, because it's a new month, the grass is all grown, so we have a lot of grass work to do on here. I don't think I'm going to tackle that today. We might do a bit. I'm not sure. See, the crops that we planted have grown. Let's just pull in here because it looks like we need to get some hoeing going on as well. We need to get some hoeing going on. So I'm going to drive over to Wellington Farm and I'll see you there. So almost over to the main road and the new farm. I think one of the things that I dislike about the way I'm playing this map is I don't really get to see huge chunks of it. I think I've done one trip down into the village in the south of the map where I had to go sell some stuff when I did a contract. But otherwise, yeah, we've not really explored huge amounts of the map. You know, I'm kind of focused on my farms and the cows, and because we're auto selling the milk. Oh, okay, different. That was not intentional, by the way. I'm trying out. I'm trying out a new USB hub to connect the keyboard and the mouse to the computer, and they don't seem to be working particularly well, it would seem. So, I mean, it was like £5 or something. I use, like most people, a wireless mouse. You need to reach under the desk, plug in the adapter for said wireless mouse. I use a wireless mouse, and it yeah, that and the keyboard did not seem to like being connected that way. Where the heck is the road gone? That's better. So, okay, we scratch the little USB hub that I brought. It was an Amazon Basics one, and yeah, don't buy one of those if you want to connect stuff. I guess I'm probably going to throw it in my laptop bag for when I'm traveling, because maybe it'll be okay for some things. So who knows? Might mean I need to get another. So it was plugged into a USB extension, because what I do is I have a couple of USB extension cables that come up to my desk from the computer that's under my desk. So to make it easy to connect stuff, so I might need to get another one of those. Yeah, anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, I've not really explored big chunks of this map, and it's kind of, it's a little bit disappointing because it is such a nice map, and I never played it. I think I played it at all in 19. So yeah, just how it works with how I'm playing on here. So we kind of drive between the two farms, and that's about it really. So yeah, just about. So I have realised that we're kind of broke as well, which is not great. But if we're going to start getting manure and slurry through a BGA, we're also going to be in a much better position that way. So although the store is very close to the farm, I am going to get them to drop the stuff off farm that we need to get. I think we could do with a separate trailer. In fact, we don't even have a trailer up here, so we could do with a trailer to move manure and a tank to move slurry. Obviously, it's not going to go very fast. So we don't need to get huge versions of either. And what I was thinking is, I'm not going to build it yet because we may as well get some of this grass cut, is tucking the BGA in here, right next to these houses. Oh well, not my problem. So if we go in and please scroll, there we go. Scroll. The other thing I want to have a play with at some point is manure separating, because I've not done that. We don't need refueling, so I'm thinking that we just stick it here. So we'll lose a little bit of grass, but not a lot. Actually, I'm not going to worry about losing that grass. And, yeah, these people can have a lovely view out of their house of a rather nice BGA. So let's do a bit of landscaping first, I think. So I need to get a level off of there. And if we do something like that, it's going to be big enough. Oh, why have you reset menu? Why did you do that? You're not at all helpful. Yeah, that's perfect. We might need to do a little bit of, actually no, we could break it over without even bothering. Smooth that. We don't need the refueling option. It makes no difference to the price, but we might, no reason to have it there. So hold your breath, everyone. There we go. So that's in. Just a quick look, see whether we need to do any landscaping around it. We could probably do with making this a bit of a track with a bit of an area to turn in, but no, that looks fine to me. I'm not unhappy with how that's gone in, so yeah, let's just build a bit of a track off of here. So we want where is it? Scratched concrete. There we go. Right, I think if we just kind of push that out a little bit and go down there, and then we'll have to kind of agriculturalize that edge a little bit. Go round, get that corner off as well. There we go. And then I like to do a little bit of mud on the edge. This is something that I picked up from Quacker when we briefly had multiplayer running to make the landscaping a little bit nicer. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's just check we can fit to drive down there. Jump in the Kubota, which sensibly I switched off, of course, rather than just driving. Yeah, I think that corner's a little bit sharp for my liking, so let's go painting. Scroll lots. If we just soften that off with some mud, I think. Go. Yeah, that's better. I know the concrete edge would probably be square in real life. Okay, yeah. Need a bit more space to turn around, but a bit of a sharp edge there. Yeah, that's a bit sharp, so let's landscaping soften. I do like that you can landscape and not destroy, you know, the grass or whatever that's there. Looks better. Yeah. We'll end up driving over the grass a little bit to make that turn, but that's fine. So, store to deliver some bits to us. Slurry. Do I have any other options for slurry tanks installed? Not really. I don't want to use a dolly trailer. I might have to go and download some more mods. trailer for manure wise. I don't have any trailer mods installed. Wow. I think again, I will be back. Okay, we're back. I did a little bit of mod searching, not soul searching. And now I just need to try and find the extra bits that I've added. So not in there. Let's go into so we've added the universal liquid tank transport. So that means we can get the Joskin and it will hold everything, which is really nice. And we can actually make it bigger, which is also really nice. So we are going to do that. We're going to buy that for 11 grand. And then I also installed the Oracle by Olhoundor. So it's a really nice, kind of low cost option for a trailer. Has so many configurations that you can pick from. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for this one. It feels like a nice kind of dump trailer for moving manure. Yes, it's only 8,000 litres, but I can probably set auto drive up to do that. Or do we go for that? Let's go for the slightly bigger one. £22,000 for that. I think we're going to quite quickly make this cash back anyway. So let's do a few runs of moving this around. And actually we could maybe set auto drive up at the same time. It would be very organized of me, wouldn't it? So that we can kind of automate that. You can see my failed attempt at getting slurry out. So I think the manure one, that bit of the manure should work. Let's just delete all this slurry stuff. Because now we've got a non-dolly trailer, we can maybe set auto drive up to do that as well. So let's in about the right place and fill up. I'm kind of assuming that that one will work. Obviously not close enough. I'm sure this trailer takes manure. It's a bulk trailer, so it should take everything, I would have thought. Okay. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Seems to be thinking that it needs the universal auto load stuff in. So that's kind of weird. Okay. So I can do that with it. Must be manure in there. Very confused. Yes, I know it's not difficult. Thank you for your help, everyone. Acting as if it's a bale trailer. I'm gonna sell this and get a different one, I think. I've used that trailer in the past and it's been absolutely fine, but I've got to admit I don't have the mental capacity today to deal with it not working. So I'm sure it's a perfectly fine trailer. So I've used it in the past and it's been just fine, but I'm going to be a little bit lazy and just go for the base game class carrot that I'm sure everyone has used many times and had much fun using. Cost us a little bit, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Right, let's try again, shall we? Now if I loop around here, hopefully this tractor can make that turn. I'm pretty sure I might have recorded it with JCB actually, but there we go. Cool, so we can fill up from there. I think if we go into time saving stock check, it should tell us how much manure is stored here. So 76,000 litres of manure and 140,000 litres of slurry. So we have a fair bit to shift. So if we follow that and then about there, hit record and head round to the tip point without crashing in to the barn would be nice. And then if I do this, I should be able to put the slurry one about there. So let's do Wellington Farm Mini BGA. And then if I keep going, hopefully I'll get the trigger for the other tip point. There we go. So we can hopefully do BGA bunker. Took that in while we're here to activate that. That will be manure. And that on, we can start set those to going. We'll store the digestate because you never know, we might actually need it over here to fertilize our grass field, or we can just distribute it somewhere else. And then I think if we hook on to there, and we can go out that way if we need to. And let's just do a little test of that, shall we? So we will pick up from manure fill Wellington. We will drop off at mini BGA 1. We will pick up manure, mineral feed. We will pick up manure. Let's just see if that will run through. Yes, we're not going to do an entire lap of the farm first. So I think we'll just set up a little turnaround here just in case that happens again. No, stop. Back up. Never work with auto drive live. That's what they say, isn't it? Forward. There we go. So go round there and stop and blink that there and go. And let's try again, shall we? Well, that's going to be in the way, isn't it? Yep. Don't mind me. Go. So we should probably move that. The auto drive loop, not the tanker. But we will move the tanker in a moment because once I've got one more of those in, I'll set up the auto drive for slurry, get that working, and then we can just leave that to work while we go do some other things. Because the other job that I want to do is some animal feeding. So once this starts filling up, we'll just have a look at that. There we go. So if we get into the animals now, so the cows up here do need feeding. They've got a bit, but they could do with more. There's lots of slurry to move. The dairy cows down at the main farm need feeding. Pigs are okay, and the sheep are okay, but we do need to go and move some wool. So, yeah, kind of a few sort of simpler jobs to do today. Probably jump back down to the main farm once we've got this working and leave this running to just move some stuff and get the dairy cows fed, get the wool moved, and then come back up here because I want to start to zero graze this. Okay, so that's not far enough round. Right, let's turn that off and back up a little bit. Try again. Still not far enough, so turn it off. Bring it that way. And that round there. The joys of live auto drive finessing. Try that. Hopefully that will work. I really don't want to have to put a reverse course in there. Okay. Much further forwards. Try and make that some sort of curve. Turn that off and go back and go forwards again. This is why I edit my videos normally, but you know, you guys seemed to want this almost live, so that's what you get. We're so close. So close. I'm going to delete that. Move that to there. Move that to there. Yeah, and there. This was such a nice, neat curve, but it is now not. There we go. So let's try doing that, shall we? See if that works. There we go. So that's that one sorted. So let's stop that. Chip the rest of that trailer in, and then we'll go and try and sort the slurry course out. So we need to park this trailer up somewhere that's not completely in the way of everything I want to get done today. Leave it here. That'll do. That'll do. And then our slightly cheaty Joskin trailer. We go round here on the auto drive course that's already there. Kind of makes sense to me. One, open up that menu so I can see. And it tells me let's delete that random point. I think if we go off of there, board, keep going round, straighten up, and start reversing, and we need to do a little turn, which is probably going to be really bad, but anyway, give it a try. Straighten up, and reverse in, and okay. If we hit R now, what I want to do is move that all the way to there. We put that one halfway between. We'll see how that works. And then we drive out and link up to there. So let's unhook. Stopped recording. Recording. Go tag the point. Go. So that's going to be Wellington Farm Slurry Pit. Awesome. And then see if we can run this route at least once. Be good. Getting kind of low on seed on the seeder, which is something we'll need to address as well. If I then go, so we want to go Wellington Farm, it's just labelled BGA, which you know, yep, no. We fill up at Wellington Farm Slurry, we go to Wellington Farm BGA, we do slurry, we hit go. Hopefully that'll go round and unload the slurry, and then we'll come back and fill up. That will be that bit of the course done. But if you watch my Maypole video, I've added in auto drive guides, network for Maypole Farm. This is how I generally do it on most of my maps, because I don't usually use a big route. I use it for little jobs. So that's why I'm going through this process of getting it set up and showing kind of the tweaking of setting it up. So there we go. That's that going in. So let's start that process up as well. So that will start to generate some cash, which is cool. We'll just go check that it actually fills up and that auto drive can get around this horrendous corner that I've created. That's super smooth, super smooth. This is why I'm not auto drive guy. He does really nice auto drive networks. I do kind of bodged together ones to do enough of a job. And speaking of which, we'll see if we can make this reversing course actually work. Let's see if it does its thing. I hate reversing courses. The biggest tip that I've picked up is the one that came from Argsy, which is moving that first reversing point out so it's nearer the last going forwards point, so that the tractor doesn't start reversing too early. And obviously I've kind of screwed that up with moving it, but it looks like it might get there. Don't know. Let's see. I don't generally like moving reversing points around too much, but Okay. Need to move that one back further. Right, this is getting a bit messy. Go back out and come back at it. Let it do it again. This is definitely the stuff that I would normally edit out of a video like this, and I just go, ta-da! It works. Isn't that nice? It's very good. Very good how well it works. I'm just going to make a quick note of the time for a shout out to the YouTube channel members and the patrons. Appreciate you all supporting the channel. You folks are all awesome, obviously. Yeah, content like this, which is clearly absolutely riveting, you know? I mean, why wouldn't you want to watch me slowly try and get auto drive to do something fairly basic? There we go. Awesome. So that has worked. It's a bit messy, but it has worked. Let's see if it can get itself out of this corner. And that's one of the big improvements in the latest update to auto drive, is that it's supposedly improved how it gets out of you're not doing yourself any favors here, auto drive. I was going to say how it gets out of reversing courses. That's not worked very well. We might have to have another go at setting that up. What I'm going to try is is that the first forward point? Yeah. I'm going to move that. Actually, let's put it there. What I'm going to do is connect the reversing points to the forward point and see if that helps at some point. But for now, I'm going to manually reverse the tractor out of here and go and dump this slurry in the BGA. We'll go and do something else, because I've spent nearly 20 minutes faffing with this, and yeah, I don't think that's particularly entertaining. I might do some tweaks to it off camera and show you what I end up with. I'm thinking what I might do is drive in and reverse out, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I think I might end up doing that. I'm just going to move a couple of loads anyway, I think. So we're doing something words, something. Probably going to be quicker for me to just do this. And get... I'm quite behind on moving the slurry, so if I get caught up with it, that'll just be generally an easier job to keep on top of. I think we're going to get a bunch of seed delivered to the yard, and I'll find somewhere to store that. I think I have a spot down at the other yard to get that stored, so that's kind of cool. What I could do is leave auto drive up here moving the manure. Might be a sensible thing to do, so just get all of that emptied out at least, and we can be doing other jobs. So one of the things, and it might just be that I just need to drive on up. I wanted this farm to have at least one more tractor, but at the moment, until the BGA has generated a bunch of income, I think that we're going to be a bit short of cash for doing that. So I might just bring the fast track over, do that job. It might just be much more sensible in general anyway. We need to get a mower and a loading wagon. I could just use the M7 for it all. It's 170 horsepower tractor. It's not like it's short of power. That might be a much more sensible option rather than just going and buying even more stuff. Did want another tractor on here. So Wellington Farm, is it gone? Muirfield Wellington Farm, there we go. So let's leave that to do its thing. This is very close to being empty. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in the fast track. And we're going to grab the Bailey trailer. And we're going to get some seed delivered here. And then run it over to the field. So, with the power of auto load, that will be much easier. I think we're going to get a big-ish delivery of seed and fertilizer, and then we'll get that stored away afterwards. This straw sheds pile of bales is slowly collapsing, which is not great, and we in fact have some fertilizer there anyway, so head into the store. Need to install the UK big bags pack. We'll get 8 bags of fertilizer, get 8 bags of seed. We'll load some of that up on the trailer. Stick that way. Okay. Yeah. Start loading. The loading area is definitely not full. Bale loading mode is off. Any? No. I'm really not having the best afternoon at the moment. And I am back. And that was fun. So it really helps when you can go and talk to the mod creator. So the issues that I was having with universal auto load, not universally auto loading, was that I wasn't using the latest version of the add-on, which is on Loki's GitHub, and the box that it was loading into was too small for the bags of seed, it would seem. So all sorted now. I think the same problem is probably the issue with the Oracle that I was trying to use, in that it was, I think where the mod's been updated, Universal Auto Load hasn't kept up with it yet. Chatting to Loki, there's some updates needed coming. So yeah, that's I think why that trailer wasn't working, and definitely why this one wasn't working. So yeah, the box was a little too small for the bags to fit in, but we now have seed on the back of the trailer, and we can run over, get the Deutz filled up because it's down to 44 liters of seed. If it runs out of fertilizer, I think I'm just going to let it go without. In fact, we might just set that when we refill the seed. I have no idea how long this video is at the moment, so that's fun. I'm going to check that before we do get on to another job. It's actually the next day now. I realized that it had got quite late when I was doing the last bit, so yeah, I took a break and am back at it now. I actually have been doing work and stuffs, so because got to pay those bills and all that. So let's just, if you could refill seed on the go. What we're going to do is park. We're going to jump out, we're going to jump in, and we're going to go like pro. Oh, look at that. Like a pro. So let's refill that. I am going to go in to the course play options and disable fertilizer. And we'll put a bit more seed in. So then hopefully this can just run until the end then, and we can go, and I'm going to store the seed. That'll do. It's good enough. Jump out. off that goes with 50 minutes left to go to finish. So I am back, or yeah, you won't notice any difference with editing and stuff, but it's been a little while again. I brought over all of the bags of seed and fertilizer. Also realized that I've been recording for rather a long time at this point. And so we're probably not going to get to the jobs that I spoke about doing at the start of the video, like feeding animals. And that is definitely a drawback of this style of video. I seem to get a lot less done for the same amount of recording. And I don't want to make videos that are monstrously long, because I find that most people just don't watch them, you know. And I think, you know, once the video gets over about 30 minutes, apart from you folks that are still watching at this point, are probably the folks that would watch a video if I made it 2 hours long. But equally, you know, there are people, I'm not one of them, so, you know, and I'd always say I would make videos for me, but there are people that maybe won't click on watching a farm sim video when it gets to be nearly an hour long. And more so when they realize it's nearly an hour long and we really don't achieve very much. I do generally like to achieve more in a video, but I guess that's the nature of doing this sort of thing. So yeah, I'm kind of curious as to if folks are happy with the amount of progress that I make in these videos. So we still need to get the kit for doing the zero grazing over at Wellington Farm. We've not done any of that yet. We still need to feed all of the cows, and then I need to get on with mowing all the grass. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle all of that in the next video, or whether I should even attempt to. But I would like to actually make some progress on here. So yeah, that's a thing. I'd actually forgotten that I've got the other shed open, because that's where I'd planned to put all this seed and fertilizer, because I'd forgotten I'd put all of our pumps and hoses kit in there, so that wasn't an option. Come on. So yeah, it's going in this shed, which doesn't really have very much in it at all. It's got our 2 grassland subsoilers and a pile of something. I'm not entirely sure what it is. So yeah, just kind of rambling on. Haven't really achieved very much in this video, and I guess that it just is what it is. Just is what it is. Come on, there we go. So we've not got as much seed from the 8 bags that we had delivered, because we put a whole load in the seeder. Yeah, I want to make more use of the space we have over here. This wasn't actually where I originally planned to put the seed. I'd originally found a spot over in the main yard, but I'm not using that, obviously. And it is what it is. I've also realised that I've got all the way through recording quite a long video and not taken a thumbnail shot. So there will be a thumbnail of some sort, which is designed to entice and excite people, so that when they see it on their YouTube feed or whatever, that they will click, because what we need. Yeah, also need to move all of the wool. We've got lots of wool. I'm not going to bother using a production on here, because really this is really not about making money. So I think what I'm going to do for the not words, I'm saying the words in the wrong order. All the grass work, I want to do some stuff with the Goville DLC, because I've not really played with that much. So might get one of the static balers, and do a bit of sort of combination work with the forage harvester, because we have got a forage harvester and mowers and stuff. Obviously we don't want to direct disc, from what we learnt about direct disking. But the pickup header does give us the same amount. So what we might do is mow and then pickup header, or forage wagon. We do have a forage wagon, so I could just use that. And then into one of the static balers. And then straight into the bale store. I think that could be kind of fun to play with and try and get set up. Maybe not with lots of auto drive, but please let go. Well, that went well, didn't it? Come on, off you get. There we go. Oh, such a professional. There we go. Yeah, just trying to make some space so that there's room for wool to spawn. I stopped to do that thumbnail thing. So that's the thumbnail you probably will have seen. It wasn't actually one that I was thinking I would do, but yeah, seems like a good opportunity. Yeah, so I don't know with these videos. So I kind of enjoy playing like this, but it's sometimes hard to find the time to play like this. And honestly, I'm kind of feel like I'm not really making progress since I've started doing these. You know, I'm definitely, you know, with a grasswork video with so many grass fields to mow, I just don't feel like that would work. I don't know. Anyway, I do think I'm going to call it a day here. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Comments, questions or suggestions below, and I will see you next time on Attingham Park. It's kind of scary how much that looks like me.